Hello guys, and welcome back to the good old Loot Master channel, and today we're going to be looking at Destiny 2, specifically the Devil's Ruin sidearm. And let's just say it's an easy one to get, and it's pretty powerful for both scenarios. Anyway, I'd say the first quote-unquote scenario is the good old player versus environment, which, well, this thing is pretty much basically made for because it does have the unstoppable rounds included in the gun itself. All you have to do is charge up that laser by holding down the trigger. And, well, let's just say this laser thing is actually kind of useful since it stays on for a decent amount of while. Like, it'd be cool if it was slightly longer, but then again, it kind of depends on the actual ammo that you have. And also, there's a small little trick you can do with this thing. You can shoot it like a normal sidearm for a little bit, and then use the laser. And the laser, no matter how much ammo you used up already in that magazine, will refill itself to use the actual laser. And speaking of firing it normally, this thing has basically zero recoil, so you can line up those headshots pretty well, and even if you're being flinched, you still have a pretty good time shooting stuff. And as for taking down champions and whatnot, which is what this thing is designed for, you only need one tiny little speck of that laser to hit, so you can just kind of swipe over it and maybe delete a few pads along with it. And overall, you can even have enough damage output to actually take down other types of champions that you're not necessarily gonna go after, like shield barriers. Anyway, the second good old scenario is player versus player, and honestly, since sidearms overall got a buff in good old target acquisition, aka aim assist, they've been rising up to the top, like with breach lights and some of the other stuff. But I'd say this one is an actual exotic sidearm that is actually up there with the others, especially because one, it has a very good archetype, and two, the recoil is non-existent. Like I already said, this thing's stable when you fire it normally. When you do the laser thing, it's maybe a little bit weird and you gotta get used to it. But overall, like, I was able to absolutely destroy people in Rumble with it, along with the rest of my good old melee build with good old Arc Strider. You have, for the actual build itself, you can go and check my previous video, and most of it revolves around the good old Liar's Handshake and a good old Shoddy, but there's a few other things you can look out for as well. Anyway, the good old, this good old sidearm, I'd say, has very good actual sights on it, and that actual laser is actually kind of useful if you're, actually expecting people and whatnot, and you charge it and you kind of use it like a fusion rifle in a way. Although it might actually have a longer charge time than most fusion rifles, probably because it's a little bit longer range, and because it actually has a bit of accuracy to actually deal with. And overall, it's also pretty good for, like I wouldn't say challenge snipers with it. It's not that long range, so yeah, because it's a sidearm. Even with the laser, it's still not good against snipers. One, because it's not a one-shot, and two, I've tried my best to flinch snipers and whatnot when it comes to actually trying to get them to miss their shot so I can take them out. While doing it with the laser, it doesn't really work well. And I'm not sure how much flinch you can get with the normal shots, but I'd say it's probably not too crazy. But even then, like right there, I was able to use a little bit of the charge shot to get rid of the guy in close quarters who I knew was coming because of the good old minimap. And among other things with this good old sidearm is the actual quest itself. The gun is good and all, but the quest that you get it from is kind of, I'll just say, lazily made. Like, it feels like the gameplay side of Bungie decided to just up and quit, and the rest of Bungie that are more focused on narrative and actually, like, all the characters and stuff, they decided, hey, we gotta make something quickly, so we can give this sidearm to people. So they decided to just drop us into Twilight Gap and have us collect robot parts, while good old Osiris, Saint 14, and Shaxx banter with each other. The banter is quite funny at some parts and whatnot, and you could probably make some memes out of it, but still, it's not really substantial. Like, it certainly ain't no draw like the Last Word quest or anything like that. Like, it's honestly even easier to get than the Leviathan's Boat quest. The only thing you need to do to actually acquire this quest is do the Sundial once, and that's